pop star Justin Timberlake has revealed he's been diagnosed with Lyme disease and said it had made him question whether he should continue performing. The star has just ended his 2-year Forget Tomorrow world tour and said he'd often felt extremely unwell while he was on stage. He said he wanted to be more transparent about his struggles so that they weren't misinterpreted.
Justin Timberlake's tour might be over, but the real drama is just getting started. What looked like exhaustion, what critics slammed as laziness, turned out to be something way more serious and painful. In a raw, emotional Instagram post, Justin dropped a bombshell. He's been secretly battling Lyme disease, a nasty illness from tick bites that messes with your nerves, drains your energy, and hits you with non-stop pain. Doctors were like, while fans were left stunned. This wasn't some PR stunt for sympathy. Justin said he just wanted people to understand what he's been going through behind closed doors.
I think I just needed a break.
Yeah.
And it was just tough for me to swallow because I'm like, let's keep going. My doctors were like,
For 2 years, he pushed through his Forget Tomorrow world tour, even as the whispers started flying online, people saying he wasn't singing enough, relying too much on the crowd. Critics were cold, calling his shows lazy. But now we know his body was secretly breaking down. Even through all that pain, he still hit the stage night after night. He said, "The joy of performing outweighed the physical strain."
In front of 18,000.
Yeah, there's your boyfriend. Is that Justin Timberlake
That's
right there?
him.
Oh my God, nice going.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, you were asked to leave the game.
Can you believe that? That's dedication. And through it all, he gave major love to his ride-or-die Jessica Biel and their 2 sons, his support system when things got real dark. So what's the deal with Lyme disease, and why does it knock people flat? It's a bacterial infection that sneaks in from a tick bite, usually the tiny black-legged ones you'd miss while walking in the woods or even chilling in your backyard. At first, it tricks you, acting like a never-ending flu. Fever, chills, body aches, maybe a creepy rash that looks like a bullseye. But if you don't catch it early, it gets nasty. We're talking facial paralysis, nerve damage, heart problems, total exhaustion, and even arthritis. Yeah, all from one little bug. This wasn't just tour burnout. Timberlake was fighting a full-blown health war while still showing up for fans. And here's the real kicker. Lyme symptoms can pop up weeks or even months after the bite. That's why so many people get misdiagnosed or totally ignored. By the time it hits hard, the damage is already creeping in. Catching it early is everything. A quick round of antibiotics can shut it down, but if doctors miss it, you could be stuck suffering for years. And no, being rich or famous won't save you from getting bitten. This disease is sneaky, stubborn, and absolutely ruthless. Speaking up about it takes serious courage, and some big names have been through hell because of it. Fans thought Justin Bieber was falling apart. Rumors flying about drugs and breakdowns, but nah, it was Lyme disease and a brutal case of chronic mono.
October 19th.
Oh, okay, so we were in September, but we're both coming up
Okay.
on a 10 years of marriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
He dropped the truth in 2020, revealing it had wrecked his skin, fogged up his brain, and drained every bit of his energy. The tabloids had it all wrong. The real story was way darker and more human. And remember Avril Lavigne? She went from rocking the stage to being stuck in bed, barely able to move. In 2014, Lyme disease hit her hard. She was misdiagnosed so many times, she legit thought she was dying. Out of that nightmare came her emotional anthem, Head Above Water, written during her sickest moments. Now she's flipping her pain into purpose, using her name and her foundation to help others get diagnosed before it's too late. Even Ben Stiller, yes, Zoolander himself, couldn't dodge it. He caught Lyme after a trip to Nantucket and suddenly had a swollen knee doctors couldn't explain. When they finally figured it out, he got treatment. And while he's symptom-free now, he knows the truth. Once Lyme's in your system, it doesn't ever really disappear. This illness doesn't care who you are. If you get bit, you're in the game, whether you're a rock star, a comedian, or just out for a hike. Here's the wild part. Lyme doesn't hit right away. Its symptoms can lay low for weeks or even months after that tiny tick bite. That delay, it throws doctors off big time. People get told it's stress, the flu, or all in their head. Meanwhile, the real damage is creeping in. Catch it early and antibiotics can knock it out. But miss that window, you could be stuck battling it for years. And guess what? Fame, money, and followers won't protect you from this sneaky beast. Lyme is a silent attacker, tricky, brutal, and relentless, and it takes guts to come forward and say, yeah, this is what's been wrecking me. But some big stars did just that.
Baby, I love you more than I can put into words or more than any song I could ever write.
And their stories are shocking. Remember when Justin Bieber looked like he was spiraling? Fans were panicking and the rumors exploded. Drugs, mental health, a breakdown. But it wasn't that. In 2020, he revealed he'd been slammed by Lyme disease and chronic mono at the same time. His skin broke out, his brain felt fogged up, and his energy vanished. It hit him from every angle. The tabloids were dead wrong. It wasn't scandal, it was survival. Then there's Avril Lavigne. In 2014, she went from pop-punk queen to being stuck in bed, barely able to lift her head. She was misdiagnosed over and over again, and things got scary. She thought she was dying. Out of that nightmare, she wrote Head Above Water, pouring all that pain into a song that gave people chills. Now, Avril's not just surviving, she's fighting back. She created a foundation to help others get real answers way faster than she did. And yep, even Ben Stiller caught it. The comedy king got bit during a trip to Nantucket. His knee swelled up for no reason, and no one could figure it out for a while. When they finally did, it was Lyme. He got treatment, and now he's symptom-free. But he's real about it. Lyme doesn't truly leave your system. That's the scary truth. This disease plays the long game. Doesn't matter if you're a chart-topping singer, a Hollywood actor, or just someone out walking their dog. Once that tick bites, you're in the fight. According to the police report, things weren't looking good for Justin Timberlake when he got pulled over. His eyes were bloodshot, his speech was dragging, and he smelled like he just walked out of a bar. On top of that, he couldn't even pass a basic field sobriety test. When the cop questioned him, Justin hit him with the classic line, "I had one martini and I was following my friend home." Sound familiar? It's the kind of excuse that never lands right, especially not with flashing lights and a police report in play. He's pleaded not guilty and is expected to appear in court on July 26th. That one martini better come with a great explanation because he's gonna have to lay it all out in front of the judge. But here's where it gets awkward. A source told the New York Post that Justin mumbled to the cop, "This is gonna ruin the tour." And the officer, clearly not a fan, hit him with, "What tour?" That's when Timberlake answered, "The World Tour." Yeah, the Forget Tomorrow Tour. His first global run in 7 whole years, and now it's tangled up in a DUI scandal. To make things even messier, this happened just one day after his wife, actress Jessica Biel, was out here calling him the rock of our family, praising how grounded and warm he keeps everything. Well, he definitely got grounded. Just not the way she meant. Jessica stood by him through a lot, cheating rumors, backlash, career drama. But the big question now is, will she stand by him again? The internet's already buzzing, watching her every move. Let's rewind for a second. Justin and Jessica first crossed paths at a birthday party he was throwing in 2007. It wasn't some fairy tale spark or Hollywood magic moment. Even Justin once admitted, "There was nothing starry about the way we got together." Real talk, their love story didn't start out glamorous, but now it's facing some serious heat. Their love story didn't kick off with any Hollywood flash. In fact, it was the total opposite. When Justin Timberlake first met Jessica Biel, there weren't any sparks flying or hearts racing. They started talking, sure, but get this, Justin didn't even ask her for her number. Instead, he went behind the scenes and asked one of her friends for it. Maybe he thought she wasn't feeling him like that, so he played it safe. Eventually, he got the nerve to call her up and ask her out, but Jessica turned him down. Yup, she straight up said no at first. But Justin didn't give up, and not long after, the two finally started dating. A few months into their low-key romance, paparazzi caught them kissing in the UK. And just like that, the secret was out. From then on, they stopped hiding the fact that they were together. but they still kept the private stuff private. Well, except for that one wild moment at a Lakers game in 2009, when Justin straddled Jessica right there in front of thousands of fans. All for fun, of course, but still, it had people talking. Over the next year, their relationship was blasted with rumors, headlines, and non-stop tabloid buzz. The two were always super private, so the silence just made people talk more. Were they fighting? Was it over? No one really knew, until early 2011 when it was confirmed Jessica and Justin had officially split. Even then, Justin kept it classy. He told Vanity Fair nothing but good things about Jessica, showing real respect even after the breakup. But the story didn't end there. Just a few months later, the two were spotted hanging out again, laughing, looking cozy, and clearly not over each other. That reunion sparked a whole new wave of rumors. Were they giving love another shot? Looks like some connections just don't fade, no matter how much time passes or how loud the gossip gets. By the end of 2011, after 4 roller coaster years of dating, Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel decided to lock it down for real. During a cozy holiday getaway in Montana, Justin popped the question. And just like that, they were engaged. The couple was glowing with happiness, and the news had fans everywhere cheering. Then came the fairy tale wedding. In 2012, they tied the knot in a dreamy Italian ceremony that Jessica called a total fantasy experience. It wasn't your average wedding. It was a full-on week-long celebration with about 100 guests, including celeb friends like Jimmy Fallon, Andy Samberg, and Beverly Mitchell. Italy, romance, A-list vibes. It was everything. Fast forward 3 years later, Justin announced they were expecting their first child with an adorable Instagram post of him kissing Jessica's baby bump. In April 2015, their son was born. Meet Silas Randall Timberlake, the newest addition to their little family. But even fairy tales hit rough patches. In 2019, the couple's picture-perfect image was rocked by cheating rumors. Paparazzi snapped photos of Justin getting a little too cozy with his Palmer co-star Alicia Wainwright during a night out in New Orleans. One pic showed them holding hands. Another showed Alicia with her hand on Justin's knee. For someone who's married, that was not a good look. The internet exploded. Fans were shocked, headlines were brutal, and everyone had an opinion. Justin's team rushed in to do damage control, claiming he had one too many drinks that night and was just unsteady, and that nothing romantic happened between him and Alicia. Still, the photos were everywhere, and the backlash was loud. Not long after, Justin took to Instagram with a public apology to Jessica, admitting he'd made a strong lapse in judgment, but insisting again that nothing happened between him and his co-star. It was a public mess. And suddenly, the golden couple had to fight to stay golden. An insider close to the couple spilled that Jessica Biel was riding hard for Justin during the scandal. She wasn't about to let the headlines tear their family apart. Despite the noise, she stood firm, refusing to let one messy night destroy what they'd built. But the drama didn't stop there. The very next month, Timberlake caught another wave of heat after the explosive documentary Framing Britney Spears dropped. Suddenly, the internet had receipts, and people weren't holding back. Critics called him out for how he treated Britney during their early 2000s relationship, saying he let her take the fall in the public eye while his image stayed squeaky clean. And it didn't end with Britney. The old Super Bowl scandal with Janet Jackson came back to haunt him too. People were done staying quiet and started demanding accountability. With the pressure mounting, Justin finally broke his silence. He took to Instagram with a formal apology, writing, "I am deeply sorry for the time in my life where my actions contributed to the problem, where I spoke out of turn or did not speak up for what was right. I understand that I fell short in these moments and in many others." The post blew up, and Jessica, she didn't hesitate. She jumped in the comments to remind him, "I love you." Through the chaos, she kept showing up for him, publicly, boldly, and without hesitation. Say what you want about Timberlake, but Jessica Biel's loyalty has never wavered. From career scandals to late-night rumors, she's had his back. Even when the whole world was side-eyeing him, she stood tall next to her man. And in a place like Hollywood, where relationships fall apart overnight, The fact that they're still standing says a whole lot. Thanks for watching. If you liked this breakdown, like, share, and subscribe for more celeb drama and deep dives only on TeaWatch.